môi cái tay trong tí này.
And if you would like to do some shopping or you're here in Chinatown, everything is 50 to 80% below retail price. And coming up is stop number 2 for Chinatown.
Đi bộ đi đây cũng gần thôi. Hôm nay đi này đẹp hơn, chứ bữa đi cái xe kia nó cái mặt nào của Chinatown không có được đẹp. Tôi có dạy chỗ đấy là để tôn phân cho mẹ, còn nó đi tới đâu không? Để dính này. Tôi ngồi đây tôi đứng ở trong chụp được không? Đó, đúng không? Chụp rồi lấy gần cái đồ mà đấy đó. Xin ở cái chỗ Chinatown đó. Đúng rồi, đó, rồi bấm rồi đó.
And this is stop number 2 for Chinatown.
Ở đây hơi xa anh hả? Nếu mà mình đi hướng vòng nữa lát nó về, mình đi vòng về nó ghé Chinatown mình xuống.
Nhà trên kia đẹp lắm.
Chụp vườn hả?
And if you look straight ahead, you see San Francisco's financial district. And we're going to make a left-hand turn here. Once we do so, if you look to your right-hand side, you're going to see a big brown building. And some of you may recognize this building from a movie. And that is the Bank of America building. And it has 52 floors. And the elevator goes from the first floor to the 52nd floor in 13.7 seconds.
Bên này bên trái thôi chứ. Wow, đủ quá, 52 tầng. Rồi.
And the movie that I was speaking of is The Towering Inferno with Steve McQueen and O.J. Simpson, was filmed here at the Bank of America building. Once we pass in front of that building, if you look to your right-hand side, courtyard, you see the Banker's Black Hard Stone. And if you look over here to your right-hand side, that is the Banker's Black Hard Stone.
Trans-America Pyramid.
And if you look over here to your left-hand side there, you see that sign. It says Portmouth Square. And that's what was first announced here in California, that they had discovered gold. Now it's the Chinese Culture Center. This is stop number 3 for the Hilton Hotel, Financial District in Chinatown.
We need a cover for that. Hard cover. Raw bed, slip it, it's ripping. Dude, you go for Chinese food?
Đây, dạ, tôi thôn đây này. Hôm qua phim á, thấy không?
Đúng rồi.
No, no.
Cái thôn này
Cái
có
thôn
trong
này,
phim
không
nó
có
có
phim
cái
có
này.
này.
Cái này vẫn còn khu Chinatown. Đồ ăn tàu nhiều lắm hả? Mùi thơm.
And if you look straight ahead, top of that hill up there, you see Coit Tower. And this is where the very first telegraph was put here in San Francisco. And if you look over here to your right-hand side there, you see those red awnings. That's Cafe Zope. And Cafe Zope is noted for a couple of movies.
Việt Nam đi.
And those movies were Godfather 1 and Godfather 2 with Francis Coppola. And that is Francis Coppola's beauty. And if any of you seen the movie Godfather, well, you know that's where Michael Corleone, the son, shot the policeman and the bad guy downstairs there in the movie, in that bar there. And we're going to make a left-hand turn here. And once we do so, if you look to your right-hand side or directly behind us, once we make the left-hand turn, you'll see the tallest building in San Francisco. And that's the Transamerica building. And there's no other building in San Francisco
Xe nào
taller.
ngoài xe này chở nó lên. Thật để có cái xe buýt nào khác không?
And if you look to your right-hand side about now, that is the tallest building here in San Francisco, and that's the Transamerica building. And the second tallest building here in San Francisco is the Bank of America building. And if you look over there to your left-hand side over there, you see that sign. It says City Light Booksellers. And that bookstore there was the very first bookstore in the United States to sell paperback books. And that street there in front of you is known as Broadway. And Broadway is the street that does not sleep here in San Francisco. And if you're the partying type, well, they do have dancing girls and dancing guys here on Broadway.
Tôi phải để ý có đường này có cái xe buýt trên kia kìa. Phải để ý coi cái xe buýt nào nó đi cái đường mà mình muốn đi á. Có xe buýt nào ấy không? Nếu được thấy được cái tên thì càng tốt để mình có.
Tiếp trên có đường vào đây rồi. Tiếp.
Có rất nhiều.
And if you look over there to your left-hand side, you see that sign. It says that Stinking Rose. And the Stinking Rose restaurant where they cook all their food with garlic. And they even make garlic ice cream, garlic water, garlic everything. And that may not be good to you, but it's good for you. And if you look over there to your right hand side across the street there, you see that church, that's St. Francis Church. That church there is noted for a couple of movies also. And those movies were Sister Act 1 and Sister Act 2. Whoopi Goldberg was filmed at St. Francis.
Nghe nổi tiếng đó, cái thờ này nổi tiếng đó. Thờ này giúp đỡ mấy
And
người
once we
họ
cross
có
this
homeless
intersection
nhiều
here,
lắm á.
we'll be entering what was known as North Beach. And believe it or not, at one time, this part of San Francisco was all water and sand. Now it's known as Little Italy. If you like Italian food, a good wine, sidewalk dining, well, this is where you would come to. They have approximately 100 restaurants here in this area. And this is Little Italy. And if you look at all the light poles here in this area, you see they're painted green, white, and red.
Nên mình đi mình phơi nắng rồi cũng kéo áo này. Cho đi là đúng nắng phải cắt ra. Rồi phải cắt ra rồi nó phải nhét trong đây này. Nếu mẹ muốn mà tôi mới phải cắt ra.
E non si capisce quando parlo.
Mình nghĩ con nó để cái này nó vô trong nó bên tay trái ở đây người ta kẹo nó để nó
Để
rớt.
trên gió trời ơi. Chịu quá. Đây, số 8, cái biết số 8.
If you look over, and if you look over there to the right-hand side there, past the park, you see the church with two steeples. Well, that's St. Peter's Catholic Church, and that's where Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio, the baseball player, had their wedding pictures taken. But they couldn't get married in that church because the church does not recognize divorce. So they had to go to City Hall, get married there, come back to St. Peter's to have their wedding pictures taken.
Thờ này có lễ hả?
St. Peter's is also noted for a couple of movies.
Saint Peter.
And those movies were Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry,
Đi lễ hả?
The Ten Commandments
Saint
with
Peter,
Charleston
ai mà đi ra thờ này là
Heston
Tôn?
was filmed there at St. Peter's.
Gần đây có xe taxi.
St.
có xe
Peter's
mà-
is also known to have the address 666. Most of us know what that stands for. The church refuses to put those numbers on their church. San Francisco refuses to give them a new address. So as of today, the church does not have an address. Coming up is stop number 4, Court Tower, North Beach. And this is stop number 4 for Court Tower and North Beach. We're going to make a left-hand turn here. Once we do so, if you look over to your right-hand side, you're going to see a playground. And that playground over there is Joe DiMaggio's playground. And we all know that Joe DiMaggio was not born in New York City. He was born right here in San Francisco. So the people of San Francisco dedicated that playground there to Joe DiMaggio. It has a library and a full-size swimming pool. Now, if you look straight ahead, top of that hill up there, you'll see what was known as Russian Hill. And the reason they called it Russian Hill, back in the early 1900s, they found 7 Russian grave sites there.
Chuyện này nó nói bây giờ mình đi tới số 4 hả? Nghe không? Không nghe.
And once we get down to that intersection down below there, you might want to look to your left-hand side, top of the hill, and you'll see the crooked street in San Francisco. And the reason they call it the crooked street in San Francisco, back in the early 1900s, horses and carriages came down that hill, lost their footing and lives. So the people of San Francisco decided to cut 8 switchback curves into the top of that hill to slow the horses and carriages down and save lives. If you would like to visit the crooked street in San Francisco, you would get off at stop number 12, Lombard Street. Left-hand side, top of the hill, the crooked street in San Francisco.
Lì dobbiamo andare dopo,
Điểm dốc này một.
sarà qualcuno che ci accompagna.
And if you look over to the left-hand side, over that trolley car there, you see that sign, it says Cobb's Comedy Club. Well, that's where the late Robert Williams and Whoopi Goldberg got their start as a comedian here in San Francisco.
Đó, chỉ là mình đi vòng về nữa, cũng vô nhà thờ, vô cái số 4 đó. Giờ mình muốn quay nhớ là mình ngồi bên trái, cái này đi bên phải. Này dưới đường cái kiểu ra leo lên ngồi bên trái đó. Không phải nó bị cái lề mấy cái bóng cây đường này lại.
Thế để mình đi tới đó.
Nhà đẹp đó, nhà lạ lạ có
We're going to make a right-hand turn here. Once we do so, we'll be entering the Fisherman's Wharf area.
Bệnh viện.
thế này đi có lý hơn hồi mình đi ở Los Angeles hay thế nào, cái cảnh đâu có gì đặc biệt. Los Angeles hay là Los Angeles.
Xa đi lâu quá.
Không, cứ đi đâu là đi ở bên ấy.
Hollywood đó, đi tối lạnh nha. Chị không đã đi xuống.
Có một con dân đâu có nó đâu. À, có một dân nữa hả?
Có một John em ngồi với anh xong rồi lạnh quá đi xuống rồi. Đi lâu lắm.